It's almost in the middle of the way, right? Third day, half day already, 50% done. You need to do the kind of tests in that, right? Questioned on the test will be something related to the lectures. Not going to be difficult test because not the idea. It's, but again, if you listen what I was talking, will be questions related to the presentations. I will need to check with the girls from Santos Labs where they are. Okay, they are probably preparing things up. I need to send maybe today, later or tomorrow morning the PDF of the lectures. Only the problem, the size is quite big. It's like 200 megabytes. So most probably via the Google Drive. It's advertising for Google. Okay, no choice. But I need to via the Google Drive because it's not passing via email. Or as well, I can see maybe if you want, I can bring it PDF tomorrow on the lecture hall, and you can download it from the computer with a pen drive if you want. How it's comfortable for you? By email or by pen drive, you can have. Both. I will send by Google Drive because they have all the emails, they can do it. And then as well, if someone wants with a pen drive, bring your pen drive tomorrow and you can have it as different. I hope no virus in my computer, I hope. Okay, today practical. Remember yesterday we put the third layer? Now, I have no idea, I don't see the plates yet. I hope will be some inhibition zone because it's important to have to you to see it. At least one or two, I hope it's more. And then what we're going to do? We need to observe the plates first, and then we need to isolate this colony that have the inhibition zones. Because the chance to have the bacteriocin is higher with this one they don't have. If they don't have inhibition zone, what you're expecting? Obviously not going to be production. And then we're going to move it from the plate with the loop again and move to the broth. MRS broth, and we're going to leave them for 24 hours to grow. Once they grow, the students from PhD and master, okay, in Brazil we call PhD and master students, here you call the research fellow, right? Okay, but it's the same thing. They will take care to preserve these cultures in glycerol, because when you have the pure culture, you need to keep them. In the past, they was keeping on the agar, but then you need to change this every 2 weeks. It's not an easy job. These days, we can mix the culture with the glycerol, that's a pure protector, to prevent the culture of exploding when they're frozen, or we can lyophilize. Well, lyophilization is the best option because you can keep the cultures for a very long time. I have some, in case on my laboratory, I have some culture that more than 20 years lyophilized. When I need, I open the vial, take and activate it. In glycerol, they have reasonably long way to be stored. However, it's shorter than lyophilization. Another problem, when you have them in glycerol, you need to put in -20 or -8. And imagine if having a problem, if the equipment breaks. If it's a problem with the electricity, if it's a problem, I was telling you in the first lecture, a few years ago, one laboratory was on fire, everything burned, and they lost everything. So it's important when people store the microbiological collection to have it at least in 2 different buildings. It's always better. I mean, you don't want to spend 5 years on your PhD, and in the 5th year you lost all the cultures because of technical problems. And you need to start from the beginning. It's not fun. It's actually very sad when it's happening. But anyway, we're going to we're going to help them more to move them from broth to glycerol, and then we'll put it in the freezer. Because after that, you're going to check if it's really activity, and then if it's something good, you can contact the students responsible for this specific isolation, and you can decide what you're going in the future. If something keeps working, it will be interesting to go further and see the property of the strain, if it's safe, if it's not safe. I hope it's safe coming from a food product, I hope. But again, all this needs to be studied, to be seen what kind of antimicrobial do you have, how it's produced, etc. Could be a good master project, could be even PhD project, could be just a study project for 6 months. 6 months. Yeah. Well, in Brazil we're doing it in 1 year, but there is less hours in the lab per week. So here more dedicated, so it's shorter period. So it's a kind of option. And then I will help on the guidance of what needs to be done. In case there is something good, maybe even paper, you know. And please, when you work, if you have results, go organizing the paper, it's important. Now, have you observed the plates already?
Yes, sir.
There's some zones?
No, sir.
No? Nothing? Even controls?
No, sir.
Nothing?
Oh,
Okay, I still need to check them because maybe
okay, sir.
a little bit more imagination of mine will be.
Okay, sir.
But at least we can isolate some cultures. Okay, but then we can do it group by group again. So just you can give me like 5 minutes and about maybe 5 minutes as well for the technical team to set the cameras up. And we can start, first group can come. And then again, we will observe the place. I hope maybe I will have more imagination than you to see something. And then we can, at least we can isolate a couple of colonies just for you to practice. And then again, after they're coming back down, if you have questions, we can discuss this. See what tomorrow practical will be on the purification. Santosh Tiwari will show you some techniques and some practical tips. And then after tomorrow we're having common lectures. And then it's over. And then it's Diwali. Sorry, it's already holiday started for most of your colleagues, but we was planning this trip before we know the calendar actually how going to be. Okay, let's go. One. Okay, but you can wait a few seconds because they still need to come. To pay attention to, have the camera. I want to have that job in the Bollywood, but I cannot dance, so I'm not going to work. Growth of third level, so one can sit here. Third level was not growing very well. So as I have more trained eye, I can see that it's some zones start to forming, but for you will be most probably a little bit difficult. Anyway, I selected one plate here. The rest, other plates I put it back in the incubator. Tomorrow I will take care to do this because we're going to be busy with a different part of the program. But I will take care to isolate more strains tomorrow. Now you can see that I mark on this plate a triangle, here the square, and I can pass this plate. You can see when you put it again, just again, look, you can use it black background or white or just against the light. And you can see there is some tiny zones because the micrococcus is not growing very well. Needs more time. If it's growing very well, it's easy. You see the contrast. But in this case, it's a little bit difficult. But you can see some of them, they already start to have something. Anyway, you're going to isolate some of these colonies. They're very difficult to see because you work with the bacteriocins. You're expecting big zone, but there's some kind of circle around the colonies that already started to showing something. This is why I need to grow better because the micrococcus is not really very well growing. You see the face here like someone that works in the area. Where is the zone? I want a better zone. Well, but anyway, you're going to isolate. Again, maybe 2 or 3 people from each group. We can take 1 or 2 one colonies from every isolation. But it's been like 3 colonies here, next group 3, only from this plate. Rest of the plates I put it back. But now you see that you can see better individual colonies compared to yesterday because they continue growing. Sometimes you needed like even 2 days to grow them better. Sometimes it's 1 day it's enough. You don't have the recipe, you need to go and check them every time. Okay, before we start we need to prepare our MRS because we have the tubes empty. We have the MRS rolled So we need to distribute the broth to the tubes. And for each group I will make only 3 tubes. And then for next, because to show to everyone. Normally you can use it already measuring cylinder. This one is sterile. This is why I'm not taking out of the laminar. If I take it's finished. Or you can use the automatic pipette. This pipette actually works with tips that is 5 ml. But again, I can do it with pipette, it's so easy. I wanted to show you more difficult way. Pipette is easy, everyone can do it with, but cylinder is a little bit more. So first of all, we need to be more or less sure where is the volume that we need. Okay, till here it's a 10. Sometimes I just taking marker and putting the volume that I want, because it's easy. If not, every time you confuse, you need to go very close and watch. So normally, since it's a laminar, you just transfer. Now remember the story that I was telling about long fingers. You can do it like that. Or if you work with the tubes that you can actually use these 2 fingers, but it's much more easy when it's a small tube. With the biggest tube, it's rather like that. So we need the 3 of them. In fact, in the microbiology, if it's 10 ml, so 9.9 or 10.1, it's not a really big deal, because in this case we're not doing kind of analytical test, we're doing just isolation. So, but again, you need to be trying to work with the correct volumes. You cannot make one in 5, another in 10, another in 20. Just decide what the volume is appropriate for you and just do it all of them. Now, in this case, we're going to use this one. Remember the last one you used the plastic one? This one is platinum. So now we're going to inside. Once going inside, we're going to use the up to red. Then we need to cool down on the top of the plate, and then we're going to isolate. Ah, by the way, I need to make one more, because you're going to do 3, but I'm going to do 1 in the front, in the beginning. So I need 1 tip more. Them, no choice. Get really where the plate. Here's the plate. You wanted to have it for your lab?
No.
Actually, not only the top, we need to burn the entire. The top is very important, but the rest as well needs to be. Actually, several laminars, they don't allow anymore to use the flame inside, because, but we don't have option, because if it's biochemistry it's okay, but microbiology we need it. They have some devices now that work without flame with the ultra-V, with ultra-red, that you put inside the ultra-red and they sterilize. But listen, the fire is the best option. You see it's starting to be red now. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, when it's already red, it means nothing will survive there. If it was bacteria there, it's already dead. Okay, now we need to we need to cool down the lid. Always. and need to be sure that it's cooled down. If it's warm, you can kill it, the bacteria. So now, normally what I do, I drop the loop in the place there is no bacteria, just to be sure that it's a cool down. So now let me see whether one of this area, it's supposed to be a good one. So I'm going with the loop inside. And you want to touch the colony. You're going to really inside the agar, and you take it out. And then, again, now it's a problem. We need to be sure that you're not going to touch the loop, only not in the wall of the tube, right? And you're just touching the inside, it's already enough. The problem is, okay, give me this empty tube somewhere. No, empty glass tube. One of them only. Okay, now I don't need it anymore, but I will first burn again to clean, because I don't want nothing that I already touched to be on the... Okay, so now let me explain you outside, because inside it's... we'll do it after. Now look about. When you go inside, this part is sterile, but not this. If you do this like and do what you're doing, you're contaminating the tube already. And when you, after that, you vortex, liquid will go up and you take everything that was here. So I'm touching now here, you see, everything that I have on the fingers is getting here. You're doing this one. So actually bacteria from my fingers, they get to the inside. You vortex, and then there will be the bacteria that you isolated, everything that I have on the fingers. It's correct? No. So this is two options. You have the tubes that are more bigger diameter, because when you go inside, you carefully just touch the liquid and take it out. Or you use the tube that you have more liquid. So you can just go this way and don't go so deep. Okay? There is another important thing. When you use the pipette, same thing. The tip can go in. Or if you go, you need to be in the middle, never touching. Never. Because this part, it's not sterile. Pipette is not sterile, only the tip is sterile. So when you do your job, you be, in case you can not go like that, you don't feel comfortable, you putting the tube in this way, you enter only the tip. And there was a colleague of mine in one very developed country. What he was doing, making work and then keep the tip inside. Stupid. Because this part been contacting the tip, and this is not sterile. The tip, the yellow part is sterile, but not this one. And this one touch the tip and tip go inside. And you're losing everything. I'm not going to tell which country it was, but okay. This is just for demonstration for the next group. So now important thing, you need to mark here. This was a group 1, right? Isolate 1. So who will be the next one? Who's going to isolate the next colony? Volunteers. 3 volunteers. You're sitting here, you will do it. So it will be G1, 2. And we're putting for the next 10. So you write G1, 2. Then you can make all the procedure. Don't worry, I will watching to you. She wants to be sure that not putting nothing extra.
Yeah.
Well, you can isolate from your skin the bacteria, but you need a permission from the ethical committee.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have very good bacteria on the saliva, on the skin. Could be a very good candidate. So you can take it more close to you if you want. But you need to come to the red color.
Yeah.
And at the same time try to burn the rest of the... Okay, great. So now you need to pull down on the lid. Just take open. A little bit more inside the laminar, please. Little bit more, yeah. Okay. Pull down to be sure that it's really cool down.
No?
A little bit more, because it's very warm. I mean, the temperature will be most probably, I don't know, 400, 500 degree. Metal getting red. It's okay, fine. Now try to dip the loop inside. There is no bacteria to confirm that it's cold. Yeah. And then you go and pick one bacteria. Which one do you want? It's your choice. Since there is no good zones to see slip,
I want to go with this triangular.
Okay.
Here.
Just one bacteria. Now close the plate, because this is important, we need to keep it. Now remember, when you open with, you put the part and then when you...
Yeah.
You work in the micro or no?
No.
Okay. And now carefully, without touching, but the walls of the tube, you need to go and touch the liquid. It's enough. When you're touching bacteria, it's already enough transfer. Yeah? Close it. Okay. Burn again the little bit to be sure that not... I mean, you need to be sure there's nothing left over on the equipment. Okay? Put it... Well, normally I will take something to help because it's better to have it. And put it lying on the side. It's okay, it's okay. Normally using a stand for this, but I was not taking. Now you need to mark your tube. You can mark it in the beginning as well. Okay, will be G1, 2. Or G1A, 1B, 1C. Okay, we decided to. So later, if this isolates, giving activity, the bacteriocin will be called G112. So then you can put your name as well.
Okay.
Who is the next one? Okay. Just you. Share. Yeah, because we have fire now.
Yeah.
Well, it's a far away, it's not close, but again, please be careful. Yeah, it's a better option. Okay, now first at all, this case, mark the tube first, G13. Okay, now you need to sterilize the loop. In the moment when it's starting to be red, you can take it out. It's taking time. This is why it's more easy to work with the plastic. But we have it plastic, it's over here, but then I wanted you to see how it's worked with the other way. If I will do it in the lab, I will do it with plastic because it's quicker. And I need to isolate, let's say, 50, 60 colonies, so I don't have this time to do it. So, but you're generating waste. I think it's already cold. You can try on the agar again. In the place there is no bacteria, you can dip it in the agar. Sometimes I have even putting some stereo plate just to cool down. And now you can just take it and select the colony that you like and do the same procedure. Okay, only once. Close the plate. Yes. Again, okay. And just, you touch the liquid, it's enough. Now you can, okay, exactly on the second stand. And now you need to clean your loop. Who is the third one? Okay. We have the volunteers. Because you was like smelling paper, article. But you see how it's important to have the long fingers in the lab. It helps a lot. You need to keep the lid, you need to manipulate you. Sometimes a little bit more inside the laminar, please. Okay? And you can sit comfortably if you want to put two legs behind to feel comfortable when you sit. Because you're going to do this work all the day. If you don't feel comfortable, what will happen when your back will start to feel pain? Very often you can adjust your chair in the front of the laminar on the desk. Because if not, it's a long day. You're doing just we're doing now, I made it one, you made 3 colonies, but if you need to do it as a routine work, it's a lot. It's not funny to stay. She was using another technique that I like with the same hand. If you're comfortable, actually I prefer this one because the lid going too far when using the 2 hands. In this way it's very close and you can be controlling better. She will mark now. So G1, 4. Okay. Now tomorrow the girls from the lab will continue with the strains because with you it's finished, but they will let you know if it's something giving. And I will take care for the rest of the plates tomorrow, giving them more time to grow better. Okay. And you can maybe see if some good zones we can observe tomorrow, I will show you again.
Okay.
Okay. See you downstairs. And one more on this side if you want.
Observe your camera.
All of you. We're having, every time it's a good and bad news. The microfocus was not growing very well. So I decided to keep the plates for another 24 hours to have the better results. Again, since I have more trained eye, I can see better, because I have experience. I already marked on this plate that you can see the better individual colonies compared to yesterday. And I marked some zones here that some of the colonies actually having kind of very tiny inhibition zone. You can see the plates, please do not open. Use the white background. If you want, you can go up to the light. You see the colonies is kind of very tiny inhibition zones around. We already isolated 4 colonies from this plate with the first group. We're going to isolate some with you. Tomorrow I will take care for the plates again, because we're going to do with Santosh some purification procedures. And I will as well look the rest of the plates tomorrow. Again, I will do this work if it's needed myself tomorrow. So now I'm going to isolate 1 colony. Then 3 of you can do it as well, the procedure. It's okay? First, we need to prepare our plates. We having already tubes ready. And we need to distribute our MRS. I already marked here on the cylinder where is the 1 ml. 10 mLs. You can do it by cylinder, you can do it by pipette. This is easy way, but I want to make your life difficult, so I will do it with the cylinder. And in fact, you can even have the machine to do this. But machine makes sense if you're going to prepare 500 tubes. Do it with the machine. If you're preparing 10 tubes, 5 tubes, rather do it manually. So first of all, need to distribute the. I always forgot that I need the additional ice. So I'm making 4 tubes now because I need 1 for me and 3 for you. You can decide who will be the 3 volunteers. Now, where's the plate? Okay. We're going to use the normal loop this time, not the plastic one. And this normal tube loop, you need first, you see it's how it's like same like other one, only the problem she's not sterile. So we put it on the fire, and when it's getting red, it means it's okay. Then we need to cool down using the tip lid of the tube, of the plate. When it's important, when after that you're going to put the material inside, it's very important to don't touch the tube from inside, because this part will be burned. It's like kill it, all the bacteria, but in this part is most probably, you see now I'm touching. Bacteria from my finger will go here. And if I do this, I'm putting this bacteria from the finger here, from here inside. And then you vortex what will happen. You don't have cultures so from what is isolating, you have cultures from your fingers. Okay? Same thing with the pipette. When you work with the pipette, supposed to be only the tip that you have in the front to go inside. Never this part, you never do this, because this part is not sterile. Tip is himself is sterile, but the rest is not. Okay, let's burn. Needs to get red. Starting. But again, not only the top part, you need to sterilize the rest as well. First, top part needs to really get this red. Rest can be. And now it's important to cool down. Normally using the lid, and you're doing like that. Who was working in the micro already know these things, right? But who it's in the different area. And then you can always go and dip in the place that you don't have colony. You can use even another agar plate just to cool down. And now I wanted to have it some, and I'm looking where I marked some of them. Okay. You're going in the agar with the loop. Go inside with the colony and taking out. So my bacteria now supposed to be here. So I'm taking, and you can do it like that to go. Or you can go like that, but then you need to be sure that you're in the middle. You're never touching the rest of the tube. Right. Depends how you feel comfortable. And then you need to clean it. I mean, then it's to get ready to clean. Because already for sure now we have bacteria in the top, because we took it something. And when it's getting red, it means it's already Can you see the color, how it's changed or not?
Yes.
Don't touch it, you'll be burning yourself. And now it's important to mark to know what is it. So this will be G2. And since we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 already, this will be G2, 5. So in case this culture will give something, we can call G25. Then who will be the next one? We'll do it. Okay, so you will be G26. Okay, so if it's in case it's getting good, remember the number, you will have right to continue. G26. So first of all, you need to observe the plate and decide which colony you're going to take. Choose one. Okay. Then burn your loop. I think it's not the right expression to say burn your loop in English. But still it's not sterilized. It must be, I mean, in my language you have the specific term for this. And in English I'm not sure what
Put your loop over the flame.
Yeah, put the loop on the flame till get red. So no, but go back again. I want to see it's really red. Okay. Now take a towel, pull down on the lid. With the glass plate, it's actually better to pull down. With the plastic, it's a little bit tricky because sometimes can actually melt the plastic. You see, not always plastic is the best thing. Sometimes the glass is better.
Yes, glass is better.
But I mean, you need to wash the glass plates after that, to sterilize. Okay, now go and going like 90 degrees, going inside the agar and take the colony that you want. If you touch the liquid, it's already gone. You have bacteria transfer. You have billions on the loop when you take it. Okay? Now burn, put on the fire again. G26. Great. Who is the next? No one? Observe the plate first to see what you want. Make a choice of one colony, a good one. But they was growing better compared to yesterday. Yesterday was too small. Today it's much more better to see them. Okay, take the lid and pull down the lid. A little bit more. Okay, now go 90 degrees inside the agar with the loop where the colony that you want. Close the plate first.